Let me see, William. Oh, William's gonna win.
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So guys, channel membership is now live. Link is in the description and the first comment. Do check it out. That would really help support the channel. So judging by the latest physique update from Mike Sommerfeld, it's safe to say that the man is back into the prep mode. And that is gonna be for this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro. Now I know there are a lot of people out there who have different definition of what classic is, or who is the most classic looking guy in the division right now. But after what we can call a very comprehensive victory and a very elaborative clarification by none other than Tyler Mannion on why Mike Sommerfeld was able to win this past Arnold, and that too with the perfect scores against a guy like Logan Franklin, I think that should settle the debate once and for all. Now, if Mike in fact keeps on prepping for Pittsburgh Pro, he deserves a lot of respect, regardless of whether you think he is classic or not. Simply because most of the guys in this position, they would just end the season right after winning the second most prestigious bodybuilding title, the Arnold, and just focus on the Olympia which is happening in October, and also take a break and make sure he's all fresh and hungry for the Olympia this year. Because didn't we just saw Bothors and Ramon Dino skipping the Arnold this year, and that too for the very first time since both these guys came onto the scene? Because the thing is, this is the first time there is no defending champion, and the Olympia title, that is up for grabs. And both these guys think that they have a great shot at winning the Olympia this year. But Mike Sommerfeld seems very brave, committing to this year's Pittsburgh Pro as well, and going up against a guy like Terence Ruffin, who by the way right now is being considered his biggest rival to win the Classic Physique Olympia title this year. Now I get it, why people say that he can be extremely good in either the 212 or even in the men's open, and I am talking about Mike. It's the look of his muscles, so round, so 3D, and the man has so much density and maturity, and that is so supreme that it is reminiscent of all these bigger guys in the men's open. And that really is a compliment for Mike Sommerfeld. So that rear lat spread is looking totally insane right here. So I for one cannot wait to see this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro and this battle between him and Terence Ruffin. So Hosstile has just dropped some new merchandise, and all the Hosstile supplements and the products, they are tagged in this video. Click the arrow down below and use the code FAZI10 to get 10% extra discount. Next up we have an update from Theo Leguerrier. So nobody talks about the guy who placed outside of the top 10, or I'm gonna say top 15 at the Olympia. And the thing is, most of the people out there, most of the listening audience, they just don't wanna hear about the guy who placed dead last at the Olympia. But in my opinion, that still makes all of these guys some of the very best in the world, even qualifying for Miss Olympia, the biggest bodybuilding show in the world. That isn't a minor feat, and Theo in my opinion deserves massive respect, as he has been to the Olympia stage for the last 2 years in a row. So the thing that massively goes in Theo's favor is the fact that he brings top level of conditioning every single time. The man is always ripped, but the thing that he doesn't have is that big stage presence. He just isn't the biggest guy out there, nor is he the most widest guy. And all that combined, that makes him quite vulnerable on a big stage like the Olympia and the Arnold. So looking at his most recent update, it kind of seems like he's gonna compete very soon. Because not only is he looking pretty massive, but the man seems to be in a superb condition right now. So every single year, Theo has been able to put on a little more mass, a little more size, a little more thickness. And this is most probably gonna be the toughest year for him so far, in terms of his Olympia qualification. Because more and more guys, they are looking to compete multiple times in multiple shows. Next up we have the off-season physique update from the reigning 2x 212 Olympia champion, Keone Pearson. Man, Keone is really trying to pull off a Phil Heath here. And what Phil Heath did back in 2013, when the man was so damn dominant that the judges had to send him back in line after just one round. So it seems like Keone is aiming to do that for 2025. So he's looking so huge, but at the same time, very lean for being close to 230 pounds, which is roughly 30 pounds above his stage weight. So every year, Keone is gonna try and put on some quality muscle some more pounds on his frame. But at the same time, he's gonna make sure his waist remains tight and exactly the same as it was when he was competing in Classic. And to ensure all that, Keone has been doing more vacuums than ever before, especially during this phase of the year. So he won the Olympia last year, 12 pounds under the 212 weight cap. So the man has still got plenty of room to grow, even before he maxes out that 212 weight cap. Now eventually we know we are looking at a top men's open competitor, possibly a future men's open Olympia champion, because Keone Pearson is still very young and he has all the tools to be one of the all-time greats. Now for all the people still underestimating Keone, they did the same when Derek switched to the men's open division. Nobody thought that Derek would be an Olympia champion in just 2 years. And Keone and Derek, these guys are very much comparable, especially from the front and from the side. And Keone has been able to make some insane improvements in the posterior chain as well. So William Bonac just posted a 3 days out physique update. So the way he has been riding this momentum since he started working with Stefan as his coach, some of these guys, they must be wishing he actually retired back in 2023, which was originally his plan. Because not only is William Bonac gonna do this upcoming Detroit Pro, and there is a high chance that he's gonna win this show, but he's also doing FIBA Germany after this one. And unless he somehow misses his mark, and that too big time, which he has really done throughout his career, he's gonna become the biggest hurdle for all of these guys and their Olympia qualifications for this year, like James Hollingshead and Sergio Oliva Jr. So there was a great moment in the latest episode of the Bodybuilding and the Bollocks, and Fuad's reaction to William Bonac and his unpublished pictures. From this prep, that just says it all.
Let me see, William. Oh, William's gonna win. William's gonna win the show. You guys made your picks wrong. This almost looks like William of the back shot of William is.
That's awesome.
You can't make predictions while you're seeing the pictures.
So last year, William Bonac did a total of 4 shows, including the Olympia. And this year, he has already announced that he's prepping all the way till this year's Pittsburgh Pro. So it is going to be a very interesting season for William Bonac. And do not be surprised if he does this year's Dubai Pro as well, as he got the biggest purse last year by placing second behind Barros Tabani in that show. Now if I'm not mistaken, William Bonac right now is one of those active IFB pros who has the most number of pro wins after Nathan Diasia. Next up, we have an update from Goodvito, less than 10 days out of this year's Arnold Brazil, which is the same show where Vito made his pro debut last year, and he placed third behind 2 of the top 10 Olympians, Rafael Brandel and Tonio Burton, and the judges said that he was the most conditioned guy, the most ripped guy in that show. So last year there were some big question marks regarding Goodvito, whether he can look good only on IG, but the man let his physique do all the talking, and he addressed all the doubts. Not just once, but twice last year. The man was so competitive in Brazil, and he got a lot better just a few weeks later for Detroit Pro. So I believe he's gonna win this upcoming Arnold Brazil. No questions asked. And he's gonna punch his ticket to his Olympia debut. And I really wish that he jumps into this year's FIBA Germany as well, because that show is scheduled just 1 week after Brazil. So all that size that Goodvito has packed on during this past off-season, that is just freaking insane. He has some of the craziest legs in the men's open class right now. And that goes front to back. He can pull a great vacuum and combine that with those thick wide lats. That is a specimen on any bodybuilding stage. Now I firmly believe that if Goodvito competed after Detroit Pro last year, he would have qualified for the Olympia even last year. But this year, he is definitely in the list of those guys who will make their Olympia debut, and possibly one of the most successful Olympia debuts that we have ever seen. And it isn't crazy at all to think that he has the ability to place the highest out of all these guys, except maybe Barros Tabani. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.